why does the Bernie cardinal show up so regularly when we're talking?
That's a good point, and that's your own cup of tea. He's Dr. Coincidence. So.
And you could either say that it's random, which is fine.
Sure.
Or you could say the bird is looking for an audience.
Exactly, and we like the latter.
How would you like to do this? Because this is different
from
the way we
what
usually
we've done so far.
Yeah, that it's possible to try to say with this last song just what this whole song, book is about.
This whole project, this whole collaboration, yes.
And the coincidence, psychosphere, love.
Beautiful coincidence, psychosphere love, which is basically the spirit of the whole thing.
Usually I've suggested a line for you, but usually you know what the story is about before.
True.
You have some idea about what it's like. So I'm thinking that maybe you might read this over.
With pleasure, sure, and maybe aloud,
would be
which
good.
always helps me, because reading aloud, it's almost calling for the song spirit. So I really like reading aloud. Yes, often through the trees, in ever increasing crescendo. We say crescendo. How do you say?
Crescendo.
Crescendo. Perfect. Asking for Laura Lee. That is right. And Laura Lee, of course, is the source of inspiration. When I'm immersed in forest mind, I think analytic thoughts and images of future goals. Occasionally, the forest beauty overwhelms me, just not often enough. The trees want her eyes on them. She paints, she draws, she imaged before she thought words. They want her feeling for their forms, their grays, and rusts and greens. Standing before their majesties, the queen and king, beautiful, came loudly into my mind, a soft jolt within my skull. Get that red head here. The queen tree had telepathed me. I left her willing nodding, encouraged by her companion king. On the trail, 15 steps later, out of the grey and green and rust, emerged a brilliant orange fungus, whose edges were the color of her hair, and whose light orange inner flesh might have been the color of her mind. Congratulations, it's beautiful. A coincidence in the forest, preparing for her being. I texted her what the queen had said. She replied, I want to meet your trees. Arrangements to be made. Could she bring her friends, Juliet and Earl? I asked. They would stop as the little cliff called Laura Lee's High Low. Below the forest mind says goodbye to her. Above, the forest mind embraces her. You and me, Laura Lee, together above the high low, deeper into the welcome. Beautiful. I think there's plenty of material to work with. You might consider it in progress. You might consider it incomplete. To me, there's plenty of material. It allows for 2 songs. Beautiful. And do you think would you recommend for me to start from the beginning?
I would.
Yes.
Because it's yes.
No. Go ahead.
Yes, I would. I very much enjoyed your reading.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't
It
know about
was
that.
such a pleasure to hear it
Really?
spoken by you.
Oh, thank you. That's flattering. It's beautiful. I don't know. We'll just let the flow begin. So I record as usual because I think the first thing is the good thing. The forest speaks to me, often through the trees. So we have this, and now let's see. An ever-increasing crescendo, asking for Laura Lee. The forest speaks to me. I want to add the forest speaks to me again. I didn't record it. The forest speaks to me. So if we listen again and we put it all together as we generally do, we get the forest speaks to me, often through the trees. An ever-increasing crescendo, asking for Laura Lee. The forest speaks to me. No, but this is not a beginning. This is an addition to. Yes. So I'm thinking of.
Okay,
I'm thinking of. Oh, the beginning stays the beginning.
I like how that sounds.
The forest speaks to me. After the forest speaks to me. Often through the. Now, because composers always forget what they've done, so that's why it's very important for them to record. The forest speaks to me, often through the trees, an ever-increasing crescendo, asking for Laura Lee. The forest speaks to me. That's the whole picture. This part is a sort of bridge towards a new idea, in my opinion, but that's
it.
in progress, so
Yeah.
let's see. Speaks to me. When I'm immersed. When I'm immersed in forest night, I think analytic thoughts, images of future gold. So now we have when I'm immersed in forest night, I think analytic thoughts and images of future gold. So that's the. I think analytic thoughts, now I get it. When I'm immersed in forest mind, I think analytic thoughts and images of future goals. That's it. Let me erase the wrong tracks, number 22 and 23, I guess. So the process is all about trusting the first idea. But then something can come in the way after the first idea showed up, which is not as clear and smooth as the first idea was. So I'm a little more skeptical when the second and third ideas show up. That's why I had to use a little bit of file and scissors and work and groom this new, but I'm happy with it. So now we have an ever-increasing crescendo, asking for Laura Lee. The forest speaks to me.
I really like that one.
No, you like it.
That fourth.
Increasing crescendo, asking for Laura Lee. The forest speaks to me when I'm immersed in forest mind. I think analytic thoughts and images of future goals. So that's the whole picture. I'm generally very consistent with the first sparkle, what we ended up calling the trigger. It triggers everything. The first sparkle, can I say sparkle?
It's a nice word. Spark is the usual,
the first
but
spark.
sparkle is
Forgive
adds a
me.
little more to it.
Yeah, the first spark. Because it's the embryo for the whole song, and this trigger you all witness to doesn't make any exception. I will definitely begin the song with "The Forest Speaks to Me."
I have to ask Laura Lee if we can do this. Use her name.
Oh, yes, although we could always change her name and use a pseudonym, or we could always tell her she's not the Laura Lee she thinks, because she doesn't seem to think she's that important, and we have other Laura Lees in our lives.
I texted her about the fungus and the colors of her
Oh,
mind.
so you
That's
already
where it came from.
compromised yourself.
That's where it came from.
Ah,
I mean, I didn't make some of this up. I'd already done it. Well, I wrote this something like this to her, not the same
No,
thing.
you know, I'm fascinated by the fact you created these fairy tale imagery, so it's timeless, and yet you mentioned that you text her, so you have a smartphone all of a sudden, and I like it. So basically, that's the end of the story. I could go on for the press, but it wouldn't be our normal.
No. That's the purpose of this was for you to do what we've done. Don't want to make it into an extravaganza.
Extravaganza, exactly. I would be a little embarrassed remembering everything.
Yeah.
I'm not used to do that.
All I thought we should do is what we've done.
You and me, Laura Lee, deeper into the welcome. You and me, Laura Lee, deeper into the welcome. You and me, Laura Lee, deeper into the welcome. The forest